After being with Jenny for almost 2 years, all the time, it will be more better for our relationship if we spend some time separate.
They've only been married for 10 minutes. Heck, they've only been back a day or two from their honeymoon. But already, Jenny and Sumit's marriage looks to be in serious trouble.
Since we got married, Sumit's interested in different things. He wants to go to work. He wants to take sex Kama Sutra classes. Now he wants to hang out with his friends and party. I mean, what's next?
After getting married, things getting different after marriage.
Sumit wants Jenny to be more independent. In fact, he's beginning to resent her for being so reliant on him. He's hoping that he might be able to mould her into behaving more like an Indian housewife.
When I am at work, I think Jenny will get a lot of time to work on her basic duties for a housewife.
And then what do you expect me to do?
Learn how to cook.
No.
Something tells me that that isn't what Jenny signed up for. If Sumit's expecting Jenny to cook, clean and have another child at this stage in her life, well, he better brace himself for Jenny's reaction.
This picture, Lee, what are we gonna do with this one?
You can stick it somewhere.
I'm not quite sure that's what he had in mind when he said he wanted to spice up his love life. But hey, maybe it is. So let's rewind back to the start of this episode.
You excited for your big day at work?
Yeah, actually I am. I want to make more money so we can live a good life here in India and forget about going to America.
As difficult as this might be for Jenny to hear, Sumit can't wait to go back to work. He's ready to work 6, maybe even 7 days a week. And the truth is, life at home with Jenny is getting kind of boring. He needs more from life. More excitement, more socializing, more money, more fun.
I want to do more. Want to do what I want to do.
Do what you want to do while you don't like spending time here with me?
I'm not interested at all living a retired lifestyle like Jenny.
Since the pandemic, these two have been inseparable. Jenny has become accustomed to this way of life. She's got used to and got very comfortable with relying on Sumit for everything. Of course, this hasn't been helped by the language barrier, but given that she's been living in this country for many years now, Sumit is hoping that him going to work will give Jenny a sense of independence and hopefully a new lease of life.
What you can do, you can go and buy some basic ingredient which we use.
You want me to go shopping by myself?
Yeah.
If I have no choice, then I have to. What can I do?
Oh my god, heaven forbid! What can I do? Her reaction there seems a bit extreme, doesn't it? It's not exactly like Sumit's asked her for something unreasonable. After all, she's lived in the country all this time. At the very least, she should be able to buy groceries by herself. So why is Jenny so reliant on Sumit? Well, she reveals that as a white lady, walking the streets of India alone makes her feel very uncomfortable and self-conscious.
Even though I've lived here for almost 3 years, it's intimidating for me here in India as a white woman, being stared at a lot. So I hope Sumit doesn't expect me to do this every day.
Well, Jenny, he kind of does, and that's the point. Sumit hopes that this will make her more comfortable with Indian life. But the irony is, it's actually having the opposite effect.
When I gave up everything to be with Sumit in India, I thought he would be by my side. If this is how Sumit wants our married life to be like, I'd rather be home in America where I'm comfortable. I would definitely feel less helpless.
Helpless is an interesting choice of word. I mean, I agree, right now she is helpless, but she's choosing to be helpless. Here's a groundbreaking idea. If you choose to live in a country, it might help if you learn even the very, very basics of the language. And yes, learning how to count is basic. It's typically one of the very, very first things you learn in any language.
How much?
300 rupees.
I guess 500 rupees. That's good. Probably paid a little too much, but I went home and was very proud of myself.
So while the local vendors can't believe their luck, Sumit is also feeling very happy today too. For the first time in a very long time, he's back at work, which means he gets to spend time with his friend and business partner, Rohit.
Today it's my first day back to work. Rohit is my friend from so many years. We know everything about each other. It's really very exciting. Getting some independence and back to the normal way of living life. And finally I'm get back to work.
The pair are partners in a catering business, and having just come out of 2 years of COVID restrictions, Rohit is eager to get things back on track. But to do so, he's going to need to be able to rely on Sumit.
You are partner here. I invested so much money in this. So if you are coming to work here, you have to give all the time you have.
Unfortunately, as much as Sumit would like to do so, he tells Rohit he can't commit to 7 days a week. It'll be too big a change for Jenny, he says. And this sparks an angry reaction from Rohit. It's not all about Jenny, says Rohit. If you want to do something, if you want to build our business together, you need to put your foot down.
From last 2, 3, 4 years, everything is happening like what Jenny wants. Jenny wants to marry you. Jenny wants to come to India. Jenny don't want to live with your parents. Jenny don't want me to work.
And Rohit goes on to say, you guys shouldn't be joint at the hip. You need your own separate lives. It won't kill Jenny to be apart from you, Sumit.
What Sumit wants, I also want to know. Jenny's been staying here for years. She will adjust somehow.
The worrying thing here from Jenny and Sumit's relationship standpoint is that in addition to Sumit's family not wanting Jenny, one of Sumit's closest friends and his business partner is also now beginning to turn against her. He doesn't like how much Jenny has changed Sumit's life.
But after Jenny, he never calls. He just is like Sumit and Jenny like that.
And I can only imagine that those feelings towards Jenny only intensify when he finds out that she wants Sumit to move to America against his will.
I don't want to go to America because I know my life is here. We are living a better life here.
Are you willing to leave your parents here and go to America?
No, actually, I cannot even think about it.
It is life-changing decision, Sumit. You have to think about both of you.
And on that topic of having to think about both of them, we rejoin Sumit at the end of the working day when he comes home, sees how clueless Jenny is in the kitchen and has to step in to feed them both because she's so utterly reliant on him.
So what were you planning to make for dinner?
I was just going to peel some potatoes and boil some potatoes, and maybe we can just have mashed potatoes or something.
What a meal, just mashed potatoes. Thankfully, Sumit had preempted this and brought home some food that he'd prepared for them both. But it just goes to show how flawed his hopes and his plan is that Jenny will adapt into this new role, this new marital position of a housewife, as Sumit hopes she will.
Don't expect so much.
Okay.
It's not going to happen. Jenny doesn't like cooking, she doesn't particularly like to clean, she can't run errands, she is reliant on Sumit. Which is why, especially now that he's going to be starting his business again, something is going to have to give. The question is, will that be his friend and his business, or will that be Jenny?
So he expects you to be there every single day.
Yeah, you can say that kind of.
What does he think you're going to do with your wife?
He said that Jenny need to understand that you need to work in India without money. How are you going to survive?
Jenny and Rohit look to be on a collision course, don't they? Jenny also isn't happy that Sumit won't just be going to work, he'll also be socialising with Rohit. She doesn't like that either.
I know him, and you guys will not just be only working.
Yeah, but sometimes it's okay with the friends, you know. That
You come home drunk and we're going to have a problem. That means I'm sacrificing my husband and staying here alone all day for 7 days a week because you're working.
The problem is, while Jenny clearly doesn't like that idea, for Sumit, it actually offers him an escape from the boredom of life with Jenny. He wants to get away, and therein lies the problem.
Right now, my social life after marriage is kind of very limited. If I work, then my social life will be better. It will be more better for our relationship if we spend some time separate.
From Jenny's perspective, Sumit is changing. But from Sumit's perspective, she needs to go out and do more. They need some independence from each other. He can't be expected to do everything for her. Who's in the right? Who's wrong? Well, the truth is, there may not be a right and wrong in this situation. It's more to do with the stage they each are at within their lives. Both appear to want different things from life, and that is largely down to the age difference.
It's times like this that I do feel the age difference a little bit. Since we got married, Sumit's interested in different things. He wants to go to work. He wants to take sex Kama Sutra classes. Now he wants to hang out with his friends and party. I mean, what's next?
These are the sorts of things they should have spoken about before marriage. Issues like work, money, day-to-day life, kids. Can those differences be easily reconciled? Can they find a happy medium? From the outside looking in, it doesn't seem likely. But if they don't, then I can't see this relationship lasting.
Where does Jenny come in all of this?